So I'm out here at a project site along Ash Creek in Monmouth and Independence, and we've got a crew out here today cleaning up after completing just last week a massive invasive tree control project. There's a ton of invasive bird cherry, English hawthorn, English holly, and a few other species that are really abundant here, at least where we work in the Luckiamute and Marys River watersheds. These trees grow fast for trees, and they really crowd out our native trees, especially Oregon white oaks, where they'll essentially kill their side limbs and turn them into pencils and reduce the habitat value of this really important native tree species. And because they grow so fast, they outcompete young oaks that come up to regenerate them. They're a really big problem, and they're also a massive fire risk. They really increase fuel loading. So if you want a true win-win where you can control invasive species that won't come back the way blackberry will, rush in the next year after cutting it, invasive trees don't come back for the next 20 to 30 years. So if you want a huge ecological uplift while also significantly reducing fire risk, control the invasive trees on your property. I'm going to walk you through the site here, and you can see all the debris from what we've controlled last week piled up and getting shipped. So come with me. So here we are on the west edge of the property. There's a nice, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. There's a nice oak tree right on the edge there. All that debris there was invasive cherry trees starting to crowd it out. Some slash in here. The crew hasn't made it there yet to clean it up, but it was cleaned out of this really lovely oak woodland that occurs on this property here. And we're going to keep walking. Some more slash. The invasives were getting into that canopy there, starting to compete with the oaks. That whole field over there was a whole bunch of cherry, invasive bird cherry. That's Prunus avium for you practitioners. All these piles, all that freed up oak habitat. And what have we here? It's invasive tree alley, boulevard. Look at all this slash. The crew spent all last week cutting these down, treating the stumps so they don't regrow. That's a key. You got to treat the stumps with herbicide or it'll come back. And then piling it all up here so they can turn it into mulch and make a nice walking path along the edge of our riparian planting and restoration project that's restoring habitat along Ash Creek. A really important natural resource in this otherwise pretty urban landscape. So let's just take a look here. Chipper's gonna get loud, so I'm gonna stop talking, but I'll let the pictures do the talking from here on. I don't know if you can see that little oak in the foreground. It's the white stem near the middle of the picture. That's a juvenile white oak that was completely obscured by all these invasive trees. You couldn't even see it before we started cutting all these down. it was not going to make it. Now it has a long and productive life ahead of it as an important part of this ecosystem. If you have invasive trees on your property, please control them.